up, YouTube? Toglife back with another video, and I'm gonna keep this intro quick so we just jump right into it. Now, first things first, go ahead and 2x speed this video because it's gonna be another long one. London and I are going to be going through our whole process for doing headshots. Now, we are outdoors because we wanted to spice it up a little bit. Sometimes you wanna get studio style headshots outdoors. So I'm gonna be doing studio style. I think you're gonna just be doing regular outdoor shots, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna be
reflectors and
so she's gonna do more outdoors, so you're gonna see that. I'm gonna tailor mine to be more like a studio shot, indoor, like an indoor studio shot, but outdoors. And you may be wondering, why would I need to do that? Why would you ever have to do that? And the reality is there are clients that want a studio style headshot, but you don't have a studio to use. Either they don't want to pay for one, you don't have one, whatever the case may be, you don't have a studio to use. You can get studio shots outdoors, but there are some things that you need to keep in mind, and there are some things you need to know to be able to do it. So that's what I'm gonna show. She's gonna show her thing. We're gonna have fun. So again, get you a drink, 2x speed this video. And before I sign off, is there anything you want to say to the people? Where can they find you on the Gramsies?
London Howard Photography, everywhere. LondonHowardPhotography.com. Locate me.
And you are
London Howard
with
London Howard Photography.
I always give her a hard time because, you know, you wouldn't guess that she's London Howard with London Howard Photography. But anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to start out with doing a headshot without a background. And ultimately what's going to happen is it's going to be like shooting on a black backdrop. Now, when you are outdoors, if you want it to be like a studio shot, you're going to start with doing the same exact thing that you do indoors when you're using flash of any sort. You're going to bring your ambient down to a black frame. And the reason why we want to do that is because we want to be in control of all the light. If we were in an indoor space and the lights inside were impacting our shot, we don't really have control over the light. Usually that light is not going to be very pleasing. So we want to get that black frame first, and then we bring in our lights. We're going to do the exact same thing outdoors. We're going to do our settings to where we can get a black frame, and then we'll bring the lights in. Now, the problem in doing that outdoors is that it is a lot brighter out here. So it takes a lot more to be able to get a black frame outdoors than it would indoors. And the biggest problem that you're going to have is not having enough flash power to be able to do that. Now, I'm using an 8400 up top. I'm using an 8200 down on the bottom. I have already taken some test shots. It is not anywhere close to enough power. Now, I could technically take the modifier off, and maybe I'll try that when I jump into it to get a little bit more light on London. But I do still want to have nice soft light, so I'll have to play around with that. But that's the key. We got to get our ambient down first, okay?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I raise my hand when I have questions?
Yes. you can raise your hand when you have a question. What is
so ambient light? Can you explain that? What is ambient light for those that?
That is a great question, London. Look at you. So ambient light is basically just existing light, and it is, so we're outside, so ambient light is outside light, daylight. Ambient light inside is any light source that is already existing in the space. So a mistake that newer photographers make is they think that ambient means, you know, natural outdoor light. So if you were in a building, the light coming through a window, they're like, well, that's ambient, but they consider like a practical light, a lamp or lights in the ceiling, to be something different. And they're not. Ambient light is just the lights that essentially you don't have control over. So whatever lights are in the space you're in, that's your ambient light.
Thank you.
Boom, bam, bam. All right, so we're gonna, so I'm shooting with my Canon 6D Mark II, Canon EF 85 1.8, got my Godox lights that I've already mentioned. I've got a 25-inch quick octa up top, a 1x2 strip on the bottom, and these are just the modifiers that I picked today because they're smaller, and when you're outdoors it is easier to have smaller modifiers, and I wanted to be able to have a little bit more control if I wanted to get moody and that sort of thing. So that's why I went with those modifiers. I'm shooting on a tripod because I almost always shoot headshots on a tripod because I like to be able to have my hands free. I want to be able to talk to my subject, direct them. If I need to make adjustments, I don't want to have to be sitting the camera down. So I almost always shoot on a tripod. And then also, if I am shooting a bunch of people, so let's say I'm at an office, I want all of the shots to be the same, because then if I need to do crops or anything like that, I can just batch those and I know it's all the same because I shot on a tripod the whole time. So first things first, we're going to see what it takes to get a black frame. So I'm going to turn my trigger off so then that way I can see where I need to be. So I'm starting out at 1/60th of a second. I'm at f1.8 ISO 100. Obviously, we're nowhere close to being dark. I also have a 3-stop ND filter on here already because I already knew I was going to need it. So I'm already 3 stops down, still bright. So I'm just going to adjust the aperture until we get to a black frame. And f11 looks pretty good. Now, usually when I do that, if I'm in studio, I actually bring it down to where I get to a black frame and then I go 2 stops under. And the reason why I do that is because if on the subject, if I want to bring up the shadows, I don't want to bring up the background as well. So if you just get the background to just when it gets dark, if you bring up your blacks or your shadows in post, you're going to bring up the background. If you go 2 or 3 stops under, you can bring up the shadows on your subject, but it still is going to keep your background nice and dark where you need it to be. So I'm not going to do that today because I already know it's not going to work, but that is typically what I would do. When you're outdoors, you're probably not going to be able to do that. So you got to kind of do what you're going to do. So I'm at f11. So I'm going to take that shot right there. Actually, let me make sure this card is formatted so that way I don't have any extra stuff on there. So we're going to take that shot right there. And as you can see, for the most part, we got a black frame. Again, I'm not 2-3 stops under like I usually would be, but we have that black frame. So now that we have that, now we're going to start bringing our lights in. And anytime that you're working with multiple lights, you want to make sure that you're doing one light at a time. Don't throw all of them on and then just shoot. You have no idea which light is doing what. So we're going to start with our key, move to our fill, and then lastly go to our rim back there. So let's turn that off, and I'm at full power because again I already know that that's what I'm going to need, and it's still not going to be enough. So we're going to take that shot right there. So as you can see, that's got the man, that's got like a Tupac All Eyes on Me album cover vibe to it. I dig it, but we are definitely underexposed big time. So let's just play around because I said I would. Let's play around with taking this modifier off and seeing what we get by gaining a good stop. We probably actually will get like 2 stops out of this. I really would need a reflector if I was going to do this, but let's see what is it a Bowens mount? So as you can see right there, we get a little bit more light, but that light is definitely very hard and it's not pleasing. I don't like it. I would rather not do that. So we're gonna put this bad boy back on and just deal with what we have, because I can bring the exposure up in post. Of course, you might still be able to see some of that background, but what I will say is the good thing about AI today is that I really can isolate bringing London up without bringing the exposure up on the background. So, you know, maybe 5 years ago, this would have been a lot more work. Now, I'll probably be able to manage it just fine. So we're gonna we're gonna put that modifier back on. We're gonna take that test shot right there. Okay, so we have that. Now we're gonna bring our fill light in and we're gonna turn off our key light because we wanna make sure that our fill isn't doing too much. We don't want to uplight her. We don't wanna have that look. I know that's not gonna be a problem today, but that is what you would wanna do just to make sure. So I'm at full power, gonna take that shot. Actually think that this is too close, so we're gonna bring it back right here because we wanna make sure with me using this, and you know, actually we could bring it, how do I wanna do it? Do I wanna do it horizontal or do I wanna?
Here? Wait.
I'm gonna do it this way only because I don't want your shoulders to go too dark because I'm already super underexposed as it is. So let's take this shot right here, see what we get. All right, and as you can see, that light is basically not doing much of anything at all. So we do got to bring it back in closer. And I'm going to, is it up as far as it could go? Yeah, it's up. It's up as far as it could go. So I am gonna go vertical just so I can try to get it closer to her face up there. So what you will see is that this is just a part of doing this stuff. It's you really just have to see what you get and work with what you have. So right there on my screen, I can see that it's doing a little something. I probably will be able to see it better on the computer than I can on the screen outside, but it is not doing a whole lot, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to remove the diffusion. And the reason why I'm okay doing that is because this is just fill. So it's really not going to create too much of a hot spot or any type of bad light, but that'll at least give me an extra stop. So we're gonna see how that looks. And as you can see right there, that at least puts something on the face. The cheek highlight is a little harsh. Got the hot spots there. But let's, for right now, let's bring the key back in and let's see how that all looks together. So when you put that together, that looks really good. Again, it's underexposed, of course, but that looks pretty daggone good. You know, we got a little bit of a hot spot on the nose, but that's a very common thing and it's super easy to fix in post these days. So that's looking good. And actually, let's back up a little bit and let's get a little bit more, because that was a little tight. So we got some room to play with here. So let's actually back up just to get a little bit more. Now she's wearing black, so it's probably going to be hard to see that. So it's probably not going to do much for me, but I don't like being too tight. So something that I forgot to mention, 98% of the time when I do headshots, I shoot them horizontal, and I've been doing that for the past 2 or 3 years because clients want horizontal headshots. There's a lot of uses for horizontal, and when you shoot horizontal, especially with today's cameras and the megapixels that we have, we can easily crop a vertical out of it. So I shoot horizontal, so then that way I don't have to worry about adding in, you know, the background and that sort of thing. But I make sure I shoot wide enough to where I can easily get a 2x3 crop out of it, and I'm getting the entire headshot, the shoulders, and everything else. So we've had London remove the jacket just to give me a little bit more color. So now we got the color in her top, we got the brown in her skin. So that way, you know, and I moved the camera back. So let's take that shot here, see what we have here. And that's looking pretty good. Again, obviously it's a bit underexposed, we know that, but for what it is, that looks good. So actually let's bring this down just a little bit more, just to get even a little bit more of London in there. All right, 3, 2, 1, boom. That looks really good. Okay, now we're going to bring in that third light. So we're going to turn off our key and our fill. We're going to turn on that rim light back there. We're going to take that shot. 3, 2, 1, boom. And so you see we get just a little bit of edge, and that's all we're going to be able to get because all of these lights are at full. So again, my key, I got an 8400, I'm at full power. My fill, I got an 8200 and I'm at full power. And the rim has an 8300 and it is at full power. So you can see when trying to do this method, you definitely have to have some power, but we're going to, okay, so we already took that. So let's turn on everything, get a few shots, and then we're going to move to how I would really do this if I was working with the client. All right, 3, 2, 1. Good, straighten that head up for me that way. Yep, that's good right there. Chin, come over this way. Yep, right there, good. 3, 2, 1. Good, let's take a look at that. Okay, so I'm going to make a little adjustment because the rim is just hitting her face a little bit. Well, it's hitting it, and I don't like that at all. I don't like that side light. All right, 3, 2, 1. Still hitting it just a bit. So let's move it around. That should do the trick. This is also, I think, why I don't love rim lights, because I don't like having to constantly make those adjustments. If I had an assistant with me, it wouldn't be a problem. 3, 2, 1. Boom. That looks great. So let's take a few real shots, and then we're gonna move on. All right. So tilt that head this way. Yep, right there. Perfect. Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. Nice. 3, 2. Yeah, that's good. Yep. Rest that face. Good. 3, 2, 1. That's perfect. Yes, ma'am. Make sure you didn't. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Yep. Good. Let's move that over. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So go ahead and relax your face. Yep. And then 3, 2, and 1. Eyes open, big smiles. Perfect. All right, come take a look. See if you like what you see. And then we're gonna move to the next thing. I know it's hard to see. It's hard to see because I'm on this DSLR, folks. So the screens aren't that bright. You don't have no EVF that you can look into.
I like it.
It's underexposed. Okay.
Splash on the shoulder.
Yep.
So we do.
Yep. So hop in there, get as close as you can to that fill light down there.
Yep. You want me to step a little bit closer?
Nah, wherever you were. All right, and yep, that looks good. Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Good. Just straighten that head up for me this way. Yep, that's good right there. And then yep, see how? Perfect. Yep. 3, 2, and 1. Good.
How's my necklace? Hold on. It's a little bit low. I want to bring it up just a little bit. You know, women, sometimes you have to make some adjustments and you have to be aware of your own accessories. So if you know that it has a tendency to move, then make sure you fix it. How's that?
That's a very valid point, and I'm not sure if, I don't know where'd you put your mic? Oh, it's right there. Okay, so that should have picked you up. So they should have heard that, and that is important, right? Because me as a photographer, I could look at a necklace and I could be like, yeah, that looks great, that looks fine, and the model, you know, a female model may be like, oh dang, I would have wanted to do this, do that, and so that's a tip, you know, to definitely let your model, you know, have a mirror. Usually, if I'm indoors, I have a mirror. Usually, actually, if I'm outdoors, I bring a mirror as well. I didn't bring one today, but I usually always have a mirror. So that way the client can see what they're doing and they can make those adjustments, because there's just certain things that I'm not going to know to tell them to do that. I don't know what they would want. So there's no way that I would be able to know that as a photographer. But having that mirror, they can do exactly what she just did.
Or even look directly through the lens. You can actually see your reflection in the
lens. Yeah, you can. Yeah. All right, yep, that looks good. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Good. Just give me a smile, no teeth. Good. 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Straighten that head up this way. Yep. And then chin down. Yep. Good. Perfect. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Come take a look.
Looks good.
Boom. Okay. So let's move the camera here.
That sucker is full. Still. So since it's full.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what you doing? Yeah, back up.
I don't know.
Yeah, keep
what
going.
am I?
Keep going. Yeah, right there.
That was funny. I remember all my stuff that clipped here. How's my lips? They need more shine?
Look fine to me.
They may need more shine, I think.
I wouldn't even know.
Okay.
Okay, so now I've changed the setup, and this is how I would typically do it if I was working with a client. I'm going to find a wall or something that I could use to serve as my background. So imagine if you were in studio, you're going to use, you know, either seamless paper or, you know, a cloth background. You're going to use something, the wall that you have in your studio. We want the same thing. Now, if I'm going somewhere where I don't have a wall, I know I'm not going to have a wall, or I don't want to figure out, you know, what wall to shoot on, I'm just going to bring my big 4-foot by 6-foot 5-in-1 reflector, and I'm just going to use the inner diffusion. And so I'm always going to have a white backdrop, and then of course I can make that backdrop gray by pulling the subject off of it and using the inverse square law, or I can make it black if I pull them off far enough, but there really wouldn't be any point in doing that. So that would be my go-to if I knew I wanted like a clean, you know, white or gray background. Can easily do that, no problem at all. Today we're going to use this wall mainly because I just want a little bit of texture. So we're still going to get the studio feel, but I get a little bit more texture with the wall just to add a little something to this particular headshot. Now, the reason why this is going to work out a lot better is because I don't have to have a black frame with this. I don't need to completely get rid of the background because I'm going to use that wall. We want that wall to serve as a background, so I don't have to get a black frame, which means my flashes aren't going to have to work as hard. So it's going to be a lot easier, but we're going to do the same concept, the same principle. We're going to do our ambient first, and then we will bring the flashes in after that. So that top softbox is a little bit in my shot, but that's okay because I shouldn't be saying this, so I'm just going to raise it up. I was going to say I could easily get rid of that in post, but I'm not going to advocate for that. So we're just going to raise it up just a little bit so that it's not in the frame. Because you see how quick I was able to do that on location. No matter how fast AI is, it's just as easy and makes more sense to just do it right on location. Okay, so we're going to turn that off. So right now I'm at 1/60th of a second, ISO 100, 1.8, and that background actually looks good right there. So that's going to do me good because for the last shots, I was at f11, plus, you know, I have the 3-stop ND on there. So now I'm at 1.8. That's fantastic. I'm actually going to... I'm going to see if I could work with it at f4 because 1.8 is going to be a little bit too shallow for what I want for these headshots. I typically am not shooting headshots at 1.8 unless I want that. You've seen these, the kind of dramatic fall off type headshots, which are really nice and actually will take one of those. I'm going to move in closer for that though. So for these, I'm going to put it at f4. Actually, I take that back. I'm not going to put it at f4. Here's what we're going to do. I am going to put it at f4. I'm going to take this ND filter off, because I do want to be at f4, but I do need more light on that background. So we're going to take that ND filter off, and boom, that puts me right where I need to be. I'm going to take that shot right there. And so as you can see now, we've got nice light on that background. And let me put my ND filter over here. Now I might bring that down a stop because that might be a little brighter than I want it to be. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take it up to 5.6 and take that shot. There we go. So that looks good. So now we're going to turn our trigger on. We're going to bring in just our key. So now I'm going to do the same thing. So I know full power is going to be way too much, but for the heck of it, I'm going to take that just to take it. And as you can see, way too much. So let's bring that down to 1/8 and take that shot. And even that is too hot. So we're going to go down to 132. So you could already see how much easier this is. And even if we were working with sun, I still have a lot to play with. I'm shooting at f5.6. I'm at 1/32 power right now. So, you know, I still have a lot of room to make adjustments if I need to. So that's looking good right there. So now we're going to turn the key off. We're going to turn the fill light on. And since that was also at full power last time, I'm going to take that down to 1/32 as well and see how we're looking. So if we look at that, that's actually pretty good. Now, if I were to turn that off, just so that way you can really see what that fill light is doing. So if I turn that off and take that shot and I put both of those, you can see what that, now what I can immediately see right there is that it is giving me a little, I was going to say a little bit too much exposure on the top, but I actually think I'm okay with that. I actually think I'm okay with that. So let's bring in the fill or the key back in, and we have that, and let's take that shot. And boom, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to move that fill in, or I'm going to adjust the fill just so that way I'm getting a little bit more exposure on underneath her chin there. So I'm going to pull it back because, you know, I've got the ability to adjust my flash power. So now I can be a little bit more creative on how I want to do my flash. So we're going to go up a stop on that fill, take that shot. And I like that. That looks good. All right, so I'm going to let London step around and see how she feels about that. And if she likes that, we're going to get her some headshots.
Looks good.
It's pretty solid, right?
Pretty solid.
pretty solid.
Yep. Yo.
You sure? You good? I know it's so hard to see on this screen. The screen is messed up too on top of that, so
I know they're gonna be good.
Even harder to see. But I think that
Come
looks
on,
really good.
Toglife Media's taking pictures of me.
When you look at these pictures, so one thing I want to mention about using this wall, because you know that we're outdoors, you're going to look at that and you're going to tell yourself, oh, I could tell that that's a wall outdoors, so it doesn't look studio. Yeah. And I would say cap. I would say cap, because you absolutely can have textured backgrounds in studio. As a matter of fact, I want to lean more towards that because I'm kind of tired of just the boring, bland, seamless. I do want to move more into like the cloth textured backgrounds. This very much would look that way if you didn't know that it was outdoors. So don't try to tell yourself, oh, I could tell. No, you can't.
And then when it's cropped for a headshot itself, it's going to be perfect.
So let's get my stuff lined up. All right, so we ready to rock and roll. 3, 2, 1. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Straighten that head that way. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Right there. And then chin down for me. Right there. Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. And the thing about not having to shoot everything at full power is that I can move a lot quicker. When you're shooting full power, especially when you get into the 300 and the 200, you know, you're looking at 1.5, 2 second recycle time. So, I mean, you're really slow in how you can do it, which doing headshots isn't something that you have to be like really quick with. You know, you're not rapid firing headshots, but it is nicer to be able to just kind of take that shot, especially if I catch a moment, you know, I can shoot through that. Yep, that's good. All right, so let's angle you to your right. Yep, good, good, good. Yep, and then bring with the chin only. Come back around towards me. Good, right there. Yep, perfect. That's good right there. Yep, perfect. Good, perfect. Good. Bring that chin around to me just a little bit more. Yep, right, perfect. 3, 2, 1. Good, smile for me. 3, 2, 1. Yes, perfect. 3, 2, 1. Very good.
You're checking photos right now. You checking photos?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, making sure that I'm liking what I'm seeing, making sure that the light is looking good, which to me it is. And as you can see in these shots, we still have some shadow underneath the chin, which is what I typically go for. I'm gonna bring the fill up just to get rid of those shadows, and I'm actually going to rotate this around as well. So we're going to bring this around. And I think I might need to, let's see if I need to drop that down. Make sure it's not in frame. So if we wanted to really do like some beauty lighting to where we don't really have a lot of shadow. And for those that don't know, right now I have this in a clamshell setup. And take a step back, you're a little bit too close. Yeah, good, yep, yep. Keep going. Yep, good. Yep.
I would like to eventually take this off a little bit, have a couple of them off.
Okay.
But then I want it nice and tight because I don't, you know, we got to slim down these arms.
Yep. All right, 3, 2, 1. See how that looks. Yep. So rotate back towards your left just a little bit. There you go. Yep. Yeah, that's good right there. Yep, 3, 2, 1, good. 3, 2, 1, good. Rotate my way just a little bit more to your left. Yep. Yep, good right there. Yep, 3, 2, 1, good. 3, 2, 1, good. Yes, and that looks wonderful. We like that. We love it. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a sufficient number of shots that you would offer to a client to say, okay, the headshot session is completed? Like, when do you feel it's completed?
It is complete when I show them the pictures and they're like, yep, that's good. Then I'm done. I might experiment and try some different stuff, but for the most part, I mean, my headshot sessions, like within my actual business, my headshot sessions are only 15 minutes long. So I pretty much get them in and out. And the reason why I keep them that short is to maximize profit, to be quite honest. So, you know, I don't have the clientele, and I haven't built up the clientele or the business model to be able to charge $500, $600, $700, $800 for a headshot. And typically those are more long. Those are, you know, hour, 2 hour makeup, that sort of thing. So to maximize profit, I keep them very short. So they're only 15 minutes. So I pretty much get them in. I make sure, I mean, my lights are already good before they get there. So, I mean, in those instances, I'm using light meters, and till my lights are set up, things are marked on the floor. Even if I'm outside, things are marked. So they come in, I do a test shot, make sure it looks good, and then we go.
Perfect.
I take a few, say, come look at it. Is there anything you want to adjust? They might make some adjustments, put them back in, take the shots, look one more time, looking good, and then we go. Perfect. And then I may take, you know, 15, 20 shots, try different things, because I already kind of know what they're looking for. I let them look at them. They're like, oh, love it, I love it, I love it. They only get 2. So if they love 10, we don't need to shoot anymore. And that's a wrap. And I wrap it up.
Sounds good.
Yep. Okay, so those are looking good. So we can go ahead and dry take this. So just make sure that you're good with these. Make sure that there's one in here. In this whole what we've done thus far, make sure there's
I want 10 more.
ones that you would want before we move on.
No, not that. We're not just kidding. No, it's good. It's good. Let's see. Okay.
Now, while she's looking at those, one, and I won't even necessarily say that it's a negative, but one negative that you have with shooting horizontal and shooting wider is that it can be difficult for some clients to visualize what the finished product is going to be, because if you know that you're going to crop it into a 2x3 vertical and come in tighter, because like right now, I mean, it's almost half body for her. That's obviously not a headshot. So some clients, it's hard for them to visualize like what it can look like. If I'm in studio, I shoot tethered, so I would already have the crop coming in to the tethered shot so they can see it. But, you know, on location, they may struggle to be like, you know, they may not feel it as much because it doesn't have that. So what I normally would do in those instances is I would just zoom in, and I would just try to kind of crop it the way that it would look on the screen, and then they're like, oh, that looks great. So that is kind of a negative that you may run into. It doesn't happen all the time, but it just crossed my mind, so I figured I'd mention that real quick.
So when it's a half shot, they're not getting that half shot, they're getting that crop.
They actually, so it depends on what they want. Usually when I shoot horizontal and it's this wide, I deliver it that way because I want them to have the ability to crop it however they need based off of what they're going to use it for.
Right.
You know, they may be using it for you know, a profile picture or something where vertical makes sense. They may be sending it for an article where, you know, the horizontal makes sense. Or if I don't do it that way, actually, look at me telling lies. I do send it that way, but I send it vertical as well. So I do both. And in doing that, it kind of, I don't tell the client that, but I deliver it that way. And then it's kind of like oh, I got some, you know, like I was only supposed to get 2, I got 4.
Right.
Even though it was just a quick crop for me, you know, it's a win for the client.
So, normally we would. Question for you would be: is what is the best garments to wear or not wear for headshots, or is there anything that a client should stay away from?
I'm going to be honest. I am not as much of a stickler. You got your mic on?
Yep.
Okay, so they heard that. Okay. I'm not as much of a stickler about what clients wear. I generally tell them wear something that you're going to feel good in. Because I don't want to say even if I don't think it looks good, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, like it's kind of like, you know, when you go out, you wear things, like you go out wearing stuff that makes you feel good. It makes you feel sexy as a man. It makes you feel like the ladies are going to want you. You know what you have that makes you feel that way. So if I just tell them wear something that makes you feel good, makes you feel confident, depending on the client, I may say makes you feel beautiful or sexy, depending on like what we're going for, that kind of fixes itself. The only thing I steer them away from is patterns. So if you know, I say busy patterns, we don't want that because this is a headshot. We want the focus to be on your face. So we don't want something that's going to pull the eye away from the face. So it's like if you're going to do patterns, that's fine, but keep the patterns as minimal as you can. But outside of that, that's about all the direction that I give them.
Fair game.
And I've not really had any issues where they showed up in something that didn't work. Cameras nowadays handle more weight. I can never say that word. More M-O-I-R-E, moire. Cameras typically handle that pretty well, or AI can fix it, so that's not even an issue. Do you know what that is?
Please expound.
You don't know what it is?
I don't know what moire is.
So when you wear the fabric, the ribbed fabric, where it's got like the really small ribs. It's kind of hard to explain it. I don't think I have anything here that could show it. But when you go, think of like, it's not so much a sweater, but think like a sweater where it's just really small ribs.
Ruffles, like little bit.
Not even ruffles. It's when you go look in your closet, or you can look it up on your phone, so that way you can see. Because we all have something. Because the verticals are so fine, you end up getting like this weird pattern. It's called moire.
Okay.
And you get like this weird pattern that is hard to fix. It used to be hard to fix in post. It's a lot easier with AI. It used to be really hard to fix in post. So you would be like, don't wear anything like that because I can't fix it. Now it's not so much of a problem.
So I would just say I would normally not wear, and I agree with you. I would always wear something that covers my shoulders, just because it is a hit shot. But knowing that that this is gonna be a true tight hit shot, this would be okay because it's wider.
Yeah.
Right. So it's gonna crop this.
Yep.
My shoulders out.
Yep.
Because I will also need some lotion, but down low.
Well, you gonna get this in its full horizontal glory.
Okay. Well, maybe I need to get some lotion.
You can crop it in however you want to crop it in. All right. So I'm gonna take that one. Let me have you take a small step forward. This way. There you go. Yep. Yep. That's good. Good. Yep. 3, 2, 1. So because she took the top off, as you can see in that shot right there, we're overexposed now because we were exposing for a lot of black down there. And so now we don't have that black, so we're a little hot. So let's definitely bring that down, especially on the fill light. So let's go back to 132 on the fill and take that shot. 3, 2, 1. Good. And see, now we're a little, well, I actually kind of like the shadow. Come look and see if you like that much shadow, or if you want that filled in more. I like that look right there, because that's not super beauty clamshell even lighting, but you may prefer it be a little bit more even, which I'm okay with.
I would say a little bit more even.
So let's go one stop.
And maybe like the head a little bit high.
Say what?
Is my head hot? My forehead?
The forehead is, and that's an interesting thing to bring up, because sometimes you do have to find
a sweet spot,
a balance between having that minimal hot spot, because the issue is when you're shooting overhead like that, your forehead is the closest thing to the light. So if you were to correctly expose for the forehead, the rest of the face is technically going to be under, because it's further from the light. We have fall off. We have that light really close, so that fall off is going to be very dramatic. So I'm always going to prioritize the main part of the face for 2 reasons. Number one, a lot of people don't care about the hot spot on the forehead. We're photographers, so we definitely gonna notice it. Most people don't care. Number 2, it's very easy to fix in post. It's always been easy to fix in post, but now, I mean, generative AI, like, you do it and it fixes it amazingly, and then you can just, bring the opacity down, so you kind of bring a little bit of that glow back in. It's so easy to fix in post. I really don't even worry about it too much.
And a woman can fix that by just repositioning her hairstyle as well. So we're gonna reposition this hairstyle in a second.
All right, so 3, 2, 1. Let me take a look at that. It's looking good. Forehead looks good. Let me look at the one before that. Yeah, we gotta. We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up one more stop. We'll go to 8th power on there. So right now I'm at 132 on the key, 1/8 on the fill. 3, 2, 1. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I thought you was raising your hand.
Shane, I'll give you a different pose.
Yep, that looks good. All right, so let's hit it. 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Good. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Now, in this particular pose right here, and you can't really see it from where we have the camera right now, but the thing that I would always watch for is in the position that she has. She has an L. She's forming an L right now, and so it would be this way. The issue that we have to watch for is that this arm is now the closest thing to my camera, so it is going to appear the largest. So if you have a subject that is a little bit more full figured, having their arm front and center like that is going to be a bit tricky, and you have to watch for that. Of course, we could do things in post, I get it, but because it is the closest, it is going to appear the biggest, so we do have to be careful about that. Now, to me, it looks fine. London may not agree, but London is a photographer, so she can edit these however she so see fit. So
you may have no more arms.
Yeah, regular client, obviously I wouldn't leave it to them like that, but for London, she can do whatever she wants. All right, 3, 2, 1, good. 3, 2, 1. Let's kick the right hair back behind you. Yep, good. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Now, one thing I will say, I do like when clients have their hair behind them. One of the main reasons why I like it, and I noticed it when I took this shot, which made me want to talk about it, but one of the main things that I like is that it really does slim the face. And the reason why is because when you have the hair, even though if there's enough of a contrast difference between the face, the skin, and the hair, it still is a little bit more difficult to really see where the face ends and the hair starts. So you end up with just kind of this block of data. When you put that hair behind them, it really allows you to see distinctively where that jawline is at. And especially for someone that has a slim face, you really can see it when you put that hair behind them. So I'm a big fan of hair behind for that specific reason. I've taken so many headshots, I've really noticed that it's like, it's almost like you slim the face even though you didn't, just by putting the hair behind them. Mm. But some people don't like their hair behind them. They like the hair out in front. So I'm never gonna push it. I push it, but if they're like, no, I prefer it in the front, cool. I leave it at that. I might say do one so you can see it, but other than that, like if they're dead set on it being up front.
And then look at their profile picture, see what they use.
Right, it's like whatever they want, All right, perfect. 3, 2, 1. Good. Just bring that head. Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Good. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
So when you are photographing your client, do you have any go-to poses for headshot, or is it just a simple, let's make it simple?
It's pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty simple because at the end of the day, the point of a headshot, and I think the reason why anyone would even ask that question is because we are in a day and age where headshots, everything is labeled a headshot when it's not a headshot. The shots that I put on the screen, these are not even headshots. These are too wide to be headshots. These would be more business portraits and not headshots. Headshots go down to the shoulder. Anything below the shoulder is a business portrait. So when I'm doing true headshots, and typically I don't really go this wide unless the client specifically says like they want this wide for flexibility and cropping. But with the headshot, there really isn't a whole lot to it. If I'm really in as tight as I should be for a headshot, it's just the face. Yeah. So that's all I'm really making sure looks good, is that the head position, the face looks good. Everything else is really just more to make sure that the posture is good so that the face is good. So I'll make sure that their shoulders aren't up, because you're going to see that. If your shoulders are up, your face is going to be more tight. It's going to affect your neck. But outside of that, like, it's pretty basic. I'm either going to have them straight on or I'm going to angle them. That's really all there is to it. And then hand-wise, I don't even really have them do anything with their hands. Most people will hold them. The only time I'll tell them to have them down is if when they're holding them, they keep raising the shoulders up. Then I'm just like, just let them hang, because nobody raises the shoulders when your arms are just hanging down. So that's the only time. Great question. Now I'm gonna have to ask questions when you're going. I gotta get my questions together now. Raise my hand, teach. Got a question for you. All right, let's take a few more, and then we're gonna swap out, and Miss London is going to take my wonderful headshot. Straighten that head up this way. Yep, good, right, yep, good. Rotate that body back around that way, the other way. There you go, yep. And then bring that chin back around to me. A little bit more. Yep, right there's good. Yep, 3, 2, 1. Rotate your body back towards me, just a hair. Right there's good, yep. Good, yep, and then ever so slightly bring that head up. There you go, right there, yep, perfect. 3, 2, 1, good, 3, 2, 1, good. Smile, no teeth. 3, 2, 1, perfect. Give me straight on and give me serious. Give me boss
I
lady.
look
You don't like boss
RBF.
lady?
You like this?
Yeah, give me boss lady. Yeah, there we go. Yep, 3, 2, 1. Good. Yep, 3, 2, 1. Good. You're probably gonna need to take a step back. I think you're a little closer to my light than I would like. Yep, there you go. 3, 2, 1. Good. Yep, 3, 2, 1. And just in saying that real quick, that's the reason why I keep markings on the floor usually when I do this, because when I have the client come around to look, or if I'm tethered or wherever they go, if they step out, I want them in the same spot, because I would have metered my light, I would have placed my light based off of where I need them to stand. So even standing 6 inches closer to the light or 6 inches further from the light, that's going to change the look of what I'm doing. So it is very important to make sure they stay in the same spot, and marking the floor is the easiest way to assure that. Yep, 3, 2, 1. Good. Do you want hair in front of you at all?
Huh?
You want hair in front of you at all?
No.
Or do you prefer it back?
Is there a specific way that you think that hands should be?
Yeah, so that right there, how you have it, which I'm not sure, go face the camera and show them that way. So that right there is how you should have someone cross their arms when they're doing a headshot, because we want both hands to show. It feels so unnatural. It does look pretty good in pictures. That right hand, bring that right hand up more. Yep. So it does look pretty good in pictures. I typically only have a client do that if they want to have their arms folded. Like if they do it on their own, like they cross their arms, I'll tell them to do it that way. So let's show. So go straight on, just so we can show them the difference. So yeah, so do it how we normally would, where we'd have one tuck like that. Yep. So here's that shot right there. Okay, and so now have it where both hands are showing. Bring that right one up just a little bit more. Yep. And then kind of loosen those fingers. So we want them to be a little bit more relaxed. We want some air. There you go. Yep. There you go. Yep.
Hold on a second. I feel like I'm gonna bring that top up a little bit, because I may actually like this.
We're gonna see.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that if you know your ring is crooked, fix your rings, because we are not looking at that.
Right, I was about to say, I will not catch that on location. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like, that's keeping it a buck. I'm not photoshopping it either. Paying attention to the ring, all that type of stuff. Like, I can strive to be better and try to do that, but typically I'm not going to do that. So boom, we're going to take that. So I put those two on the screen, and you can see. Typically for me, I don't. And I don't know. Yeah, you probably wouldn't like that one straight on. 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. And 3, 2, 1. Perfecto. Those look really good. Okay, so before we end, I'm going to actually come in close, and I'm going to do that shot that I said where I'm going to do it super shallow. So I'm going to go down to 1.8.
Let me put my my cardigan.
So it's going to be pretty tight. It's up to you. You can.
For dramatic effect. And also, it's a little chilly out here in Las Vegas, everyone, because
it is chilly.
Vegas is typically not chilly, but it is a little chilly. So
it is chilly today.
I know I'm gonna mess up his settings, so
no, it's all good.
Apologize.
I'll be changing midway. Yeah, we got a cold front coming through, so I'm actually move this because it's been over there for. Okay, so I'm actually going to shoot these. Nah, I'm gonna stay horizontal. I'm gonna stay horizontal. But we're gonna shoot these.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you have a tendency to have a shiny nose, oily face, dab it a couple of times.
Dab it.
Dab it. Women, if you wear makeup, bring your powder.
Actually, I am going to go vertical here.
What? He's going vertical?
I'm going vertical. This is not the best tripod to go vertical with, but
as long as your gear is nice and tight,
we're gonna. I know. I'm always hoping that it's as tight as It's hard to actually tighten it with this little knob in the way. But what we're gonna do here, folks, is kind of have that dramatic fall off type of a headshot. So we're going to start over again and get our background how we want it to be. So I actually want to bring that background down a little bit more. So I know I'm going to keep it at 1/8. Let me make sure I'm recording back there. Okay, am I still recording over here? Still good. Check, check. All right, audio is still
tell
good.
Tell you people don't come for me because it's gonna look like I have an RBF.
Nah. You gonna be good. You gonna be good.
It's supposed to have a dramatic effect.
I can't even see that. Okay. Like it's literally just down to the neck. Okay, so I'm at 1.8. So I actually need my ND filter back.
Do you want the necklace on or off?
You can't even really see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's literally just down to like right here. I mean it's tight because that's the whole whole point of this. Yep. So we're putting that back on because I want that background to be a little bit darker. So now I'm back with my 3-stop ND filter. And so that's a little dark, so I'm going to bring the ISO up to 200. No, actually, no, I'm going to keep it at 100, and then we're going to bring the key in, because that key is probably going to put a little bit of light on that background anyway. So I'm still at 132, so let's take that, see how we're looking. Take a step back. Yep, keep going. Yeah, so just so you know, when you're in, you kind of want to be like a foot behind where that would be. Because if you get this close, you got all this light going behind you, so we want to make sure that we're getting that. So if you get out, just see where that's at, you want to be a foot behind that. Because we also want to make sure that we can try to get a catch light. Now I'm not a stickler for catch light. If I get one, I get one. If I don't, I don't. I don't feel like we have to have it, but I know, you know, there are photographers that insist on having that bad boy, which is fine. So let's take another shot. All right, so that's looking good. I'm going to bring that power up though, because we do want the face to be nice and lit with this type of portrait or headshot. So we're going to go to 1/8, take that shot. Yep, that's looking good right there. Now in that shot right there, you can see that the catch light is just at the top of the eye. So there's two things that we could do. I can just have her bring her chin down a little bit, which is what needs to happen for this portrait. But also, if the chin was where it needs to be, all we would have to do is just bring this light down and angle it a little bit more in front of the subject, and then you're gonna get that catch light. But just having her bring that chin down is going to be all we need. We actually can still bring it down a little bit. So I'm gonna bring it down a bit and then take that shot right there. 3, 2, 1. Boom, boom. Let's come down some more, because we really want to get a nice catch light in the eye. And then I'm going to rotate this a little bit right there. And because I'm so close, I can really get that light down nice and low. So we take that shot. 3, 2, 1. And now, as you can see, we got that nice catch light in the eyeball right there. I don't know what I got my white balance set on, but these images are way too warm. I will leave them like that when I put them in the video, but yeah, the white balance, whatever it's set to, it definitely is very warm. At least how it looks on the screen here. Okay, so
it's bacon. That
looks good. So now we're gonna bring in the fill. And it is set to 1/8 power as well. 3, 2, 1. And boom, that looks really good. She's actually probably a little bit overexposed. So let's just take both of these down to a 16th and then take that shot. 3, 2, 1. Yep, that looks really good right there. And as you can see, you get that nice fall off to where you have the eyes in focus. The nose is pretty good, but by the time you get back to the ears, those ears are falling off. So let's take a few more and then we're out of here. All right, 3, 2, 1. Smile. These are for real. Oh. Yep, 3, 2, 1. Chin down for me just a little bit. Yep, 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. And last one. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come take a look.
3, 2, 1.
That's all she wrote,
baby.
folks. It's time for my
Nope.
boom. What you mean, nope?
Nope. Nope. That's good. Smiling is better. What you mean, nope?
Coming in talking about some dope. What? What you mean?
Well, I like me smiling better.
Yeah, I feel that.
I like to smile.
I feel that.
She smiles, you're good. Good in my book. Love it.
All right, and that's a wrap. So now, power of video editing. I'm going to snap my finger, and then it's going to be London doing her thing.
Oh.
Yep.
Hi, everyone. I'm London Howard,
Yeah, okay,
and we got AnthonyToglife himself, the one and only. I am going to be I'm actually setting up my mag mods, which is normally what my setup is when I do headshots inside. So I usually do inside headshots, so indoor. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna do outdoors because I wanted to bring my equipment out, and there are times that I do outdoor headshots. So I'll always have, well, one of two things. I will have my reflectors, which is my tri-reflector from Manfrotto. And I also have, again, hold on, I have a list of stuff because I wrote it down. I want to be prepared. So I got my Manfrotto reflectors, I got my cheetah stands, my flash points, also 80, 300, my Nikon Z6 II, and my 24-70 lens, and my kit. So you can all find them somewhere. That's what I have. Yes.
So real quick before you even start. So obviously when I was doing mine, I had a second light to serve as my field. You have the reflector.
Yes.
Do you prefer to use the reflector over a second light?
Yes. Well, I do prefer to use the reflectors just because it's easy to pack it, maneuver. I find that I want to pack light, so I will always have my two lights with me, but I can control, and I feel like the feel is better when it comes to shadows. Mm-hmm. But I do have two, and I have a tendency when I use just two of my lights, and this is something that that Anthony can absolutely help me out with. I have a tendency to have the shadow in the middle. Like I can't get that shadow to disappear when I use my two light setup, and it's absolutely because I'm not using the clam lighting. They call it clamshell? Mm-hmm. Clamshell lighting. Mm-hmm. And it looks like it's a butterfly effect.
But
that could be clam. That
could be clam too.
Yeah, mine's all messed. I clam it. I do accomplish it, but then it just takes longer to get that shadow off of my client. So
indoors, do you use this same setup? So right now
yes.
You got your Magma with the Magma diffuser. So
yep.
You're using two of those.
Yep.
Indoors. Okay. Yep.
So he's gonna help me with that in a different video. So
today I'm getting my shot.
He is getting his shots, y'all.
Excited. Let's do it.
We're gonna have some fun. Mm-hmm. So always, because I have learned this from amazing photographers, you always want to do your ambient light. And the ambient light, because I learned it from our last video, just play his. No, everything, the light sources from anything that's not, for me, is not the flash. That's coming from direct to your camera. So right now I am going to expose for this ambient light. Another thing is I'm wide open, so that's a good thing. I'm at 70, and so we don't have any fall, so I can see his ears. And but it is kind of tight, so I'm gonna move it back just slightly. The issue, this is not really an issue, but the background that, and you're gonna see it in a second, is not really that flattering because we have the volleyball courts, sand, and then we have the trees and everything. But I would actually have it like more tree. I'm gonna reposition you. More trees, like the background itself. So, but since we're doing headshot, this actually, it doesn't, what you're gonna see is not going to be in the image now that I think about it, because it's just a nice tight headshot. So I am shooting horizontal. I'm trying to talk as much as possible and not sound crazy. I'm going to take a tester, hopefully the light is set up the way I need it to be, and it's not too far back because we are outside. The Vegas sun sometimes is too much. and then the light source is not
today
sufficient.
It feels pretty good.
And it's cloudy
It's cloudy today, so it actually feels really nice this morning. It's no wind. We've been really getting lucky on not having any wind.
I like this for us. And this is something new. So I have a tendency of not talking. I am not a talker. I'm a talker, but not a talker. I can do everything else, but then, anywho, let's move on. So let me do this ambient light. And it's really dark. So when you see this, it may be too dark, but don't
forget, don't be deleting that over there.
I'm not going to delete it. I'm at a 4. F-stop at 4. It's capturing his eye. So his eye is tracking his eye. And I'm at a 640. And I made it darker just because it's so much lighter out here. And also I didn't want the background to be so prominent. But it's still a beautiful shot. Like if you are, out, you can still get nice bokeh with this f-stop of 4. And I'm at ISO of 125th. So I want to pop the light on them right now.
So I'm gonna pause you real quick just to say, because if you watch my part, I was at 1/60th of a second, and that's because I have an ND filter on my lens. She does not. Most people don't care about keeping it under sync speed. I do. It's just a personal preference. Whether we keep it under with ND filter or we do high speed sync, it's the same. If you need more power, you're gonna want to use an ND because high speed sync you have less flash output. But I don't think she's gonna have a problem.
I hope not, but I know that when it comes to the high speed sync, I need to make sure that the high speed sync is actually syncing.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love this sync.
I won't be able to. I mean, I can help you figure it out if you don't know, but I never shoot in high speed sync. So
I don't want you to
always
help
have
me.
to refigure out how to get everything set to high speed if it's not set.
But I do need to lower this so I can make sure it's on high speed sync. Because it's actually just a little cute little button that
I do know on the trigger it is just a.
It's just a cute little button that should tell me that I should be good with high speed sync. And of course, bam, boom, bam. There we go. It actually says sync, and it lets you go high speed sync. It's the second button from left to right. So if I do have the X Pro for Nikon Godox. I believe that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Please don't quote me. Don't hold it against me.
See, you're so short. I can't see myself in your cam. I gotta dip down to be able to see myself because.
All right, and then also another reason it's so smart, and you learn from other photographers that when you are not freestyling and holding your camera, like whether I use a harness, I love using a harness, but you're able to have consistency with your camera on your tripod. So. And it gets heavy over time. So I'm gonna take a quick picture just to see where we're at and see if I like it. And that is so underexposed.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that one. I was thinking maybe you was gonna say over, but all right.
That is so under. So I'm gonna do the ambient light one more time. I want to I'm gonna keep it at a 4 f-stop, but I am going to lower that light. So let's see. I had it at 640. Not necessary. It's still it's brightening up. So I'm gonna keep it at. I'm gonna do 200. I think 200 is safe, and it actually is really good. The only thing I'm gonna say what I know is that because I brought in more light, that the flash is gonna be overexposed. So let's turn that back on. And let me confirm, because I took the shot. I don't think, let me just see what I'm at. Okay, so I'm at 1/8 power, right? So if I do need to bring in less light, I'll bring it to a 16. So let me just see what this 8 looks like, 8, and get him some nice even shots. He is in the shade because the shade, oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yes, I am pleasantly surprised, y'all. So if I sound like I'm surprised, I'm happy. It's a happy surprise. 1, 2, 3. All right, so what I am noticing immediately, me taking these photos, is that the shadow even though the light is not really positioned the exact same way as the sunlight, and I know that it looks like more of a loop. It does look like that, but it looks like, let me see, yep, because the shadow is definitely connecting, so it's a loop. Yeah, look, I'm a fast learner. I'm like all these terminologies, you know. Shit, it's the second video.
So how are you?
Why am I moving it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm moving it more direct, so it's so I say adjacent to the sun, because I feel like the shadow is cascading more on his left side, so it's falling on the left side, and I don't like that. And I like even light. I don't want him to have that much shadow. I am a photographer that pay attention to detail. I'm very detailed, just like in corporate America. Very detailed. So little things that bother me, I'm going to try to adjust as much as possible. So right now I want flat light, which is more even tone. I really like a soft light on the hit shots, just because it looks professional. It's not dramatic. And some of my clients, you know, they don't want the shadow on their face. So he has a sweater on, and I would like for him to adjust it, but I would ask, may I adjust your sweater? And you want to ask your client. You want to make sure that they're comfortable. And if they have a significant other, and then you don't want to just be running up on your male clients and like, let me fix you. You know, that's a quick way to get fired. For real. And it also keeps you keeps it professional. I think that's good. It's not bad. It's just a little off-center, but it's not gonna bug me too much. And then also, Anthony is a creator, so I want to make sure that it looks professional. It looks good. I'm not gonna bring him down. I think I got plenty of headroom. I want to put that in the middle of his forehead, that grid.
Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, but y'all hardly ever see Toglife without a hat on, okay? Now, some of y'all might not even realize I have hair underneath that hat. And as you can see right now, I have a lot of hair underneath my hat. I'm growing it out for who knows how long. Maybe short-lived, I don't know, just doing something different. But not often you catch Toglife without a hat.
Not at all. So what I'm looking at, I want to make sure that, so these are tight hit shots, so he's going to crop it. I believe I can see my silicone reflector. Well, no, my silicone, I'm gonna see, modifier that's inside the frame. So I want to bring this up a little bit. I think that popped it all the way. I'm gonna bring this one up. Just slightly. I don't know if that was slight, but
That's still good.
And this is also, I don't know if this is high enough to give him that butterfly effect. It's going to keep him where it still looks like it's more direct. So I call everything 45-degree angle. I don't know if it's 45 or if it's...
It ain't, but that's okay. That's okay. You more camera action, so you more 0 or 90. I mean, you closer to 0 or 90 than 45.
Okay, good.
You're pretty close to your camera.
He'll help me out. I'm okay with that. All right. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. You know what? There's still that shadow right there. I wouldn't. Not too bad though. Do you want to take a quick peek, or do you?
You want me to take a peek for me or for you?
For you.
If it's for me, nah, you do your thing.
Okay. All right. Let me make sure. Cause I do my thing.
I'm pretty simple in that vein. I'm one of those. If somebody taking a picture with me, I'm one and done. Like, take one picture. However I look is how I look. Like, I don't be tripping.
All right, so I have a metaphor. You know what I wanted? I feel like, what is my feels? I feel like his forehead is a little bit hot spot. It's like a little hot spot there. It's like the shadow it's a soft shadow falling off of his neck. Can I fix that? Oh, of course I can fix it. Duh. All right, so don't forget your reflectors. There's the whole reason why we have these bad babies, right? So I'm trying to figure out the light source, but you want to make sure that the reflectors you can move them in and out, so you can, if you see that there's a shadow, adjust your reflector so you can actually, you can't see this from the camera, but there is, and maybe we should move it a little bit. You can see the light moving in and out, like the light that's from the ambient
if you
light.
want to show it in cam, just record it with yours real quick, because that one's on me. Is to move that one, and then I can B-roll it in.
All right, he's trusting me with doing this. What setting do you want me to be at? Does it matter? Let me see.
For the moment,
Whatever looks good.
Just make sure your exposure is good. That's all I need.
Okay. So we're going to put this at. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna bring that down. Okay. Make sure. Hopefully this is good for you. I also have at 6 point. All right. So when you're working with reflectors, you can see that from whether the light source, ambient light source, you can see that it's reflecting off of the silver reflector, and on his skin you can see the light moving in and out. So you can, if you can see that, you see how it gets brighter right here and then it gets darker when you bring it down. So because it was lowered and it wasn't angling at his neck, it wasn't filling that shadow. So now I want to just bring it where it's now covering, like it's right there, filling in the shadow. And that's the beautiful thing about reflectors. You can even take them completely down if you want more dramatic, but I want to bring it up to fill that in, just to make it more even. I just want to make sure that both his neck is, it is reflecting that. And I would bring this up a little bit more just because I feel like it's too low. There we go. That fill right there underneath his neck, now that fill is filling in. I like that. But now it looks like he got a two-tone neck, but because he clearly wears a lot of sweaters and he needs to get some sunlight and a tan. You need a vacation.
Shoot. Okay. Well, let me,
My subject is, we're going to call him my client.
Right.
Now the issue is, there's not really an issue. This is exactly, for a headshot, this would be perfect because I'll be able to capture one of the craters. But because like half body shot, his red crater is lower, the reflector is covering that. But no worries, because these are headshots. And then if I do want to lower it, then I will at a later time if he wants more of a half body. So I'm gonna pop it again because I just moved the reflector, and I want to see what it looks like if it fills in that shadow for me. So I still feel that there's a little bit of I want to soften it up. And of course, when we go softer, it will, two things. It will get softer, closer, or I'm really just trying to move the shadow. I'm not trying to change the light source. I just want to change that shadow a little bit more. So I feel like because it's popping, even with changing the reflector, it's even, but it's not directly on him and it's at an angle. So the way I can fix that is either I move the light more in front of him, or I and lower it, but I'm gonna move it so it's straight on, and so for more flat.
Rotate it to your right just a bit. Your right.
Okay, hold on 1 second. My tripod is in the way, so let me. Right there?
To the right just a bit. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Oh, and I think what he said was rotate to the right and not move my tripod.
Yeah, I did. I thought I was letting you do your thing. Yeah, I was just trying to. So it definitely helps to have your client, to ask your client if the light is facing them, because if you're a photographer, you deal with off-camera flash. Like from your vantage point, things look like it's in the right spot. And then when you walk around to where your client is, you realize it's not. It's just easier to ask the client, is the light facing you? They're really good at being able to say yes or no. Like, it just saves time versus you as a photographer walking behind, and then you got to walk back to adjust it and walk back. It's like, just ask your client if it's. So now good? You need to move it more back to the left. There you go. Rotate to the left more.
Is that good?
No.
To the left?
Yeah, but I would just loosen up the thing so you can just turn it, because you just need to turn it, rotate it to the left. There you go. Yeah, a little bit more. Right there, and then raise it up a little bit. That should be good right there. Yeah.
All right. Boom, bam, boom. Look at that flat light. All right, let's see. Let's see what I got. I'm okay with that. Let's see. I think the shadow is as in Anthony's words, it's pretty solid. I think that it's a nice image. It's really pretty. So, and I say that meaning that I'm taking in account everything. The background is a nice but soft. The colors are popping. Even with it being a nice cloudy day, the blue sky is coming through. So we're gonna go ahead and take a couple of shots at this point. And again, if you're seeing the image right now, I'm at 200. So I went from 640 to 200, and the reason why it was way too underexposed. F-stop in an ISO of 125. And of course,
flash power, you had
my flash
8
power
or 16.
I should be at, I'm at an 8.
Okay.
I didn't move it up or down to a 16. All right. Let's go. So his shots are really easy. He's gonna get 2 and done. No, so you're gonna give your client
it is easy.
Whatever your package is, after you get your light set, after whatever your package is, whether you do 2 hit shots, 1, 2, 5, all of them, it's your choice. But in my business, so I offer 2 hit shots, and we want to make sure that you get your money's worth, but also we want to make a profit also and save us time and get more clients in front of us. So each session should be for, I'll say no more than 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes, depending on what the cost is. But 15 minutes is sufficient to do any hit shots. And, 15, 20 hit shots is way too much when you're just offering 2. And hopefully you like 1 or 2 out of the number that you are looking at. All right, so he's smiling, y'all. That's a good thing. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Nice. Drop your chin just a little bit for me. And Anthony has a nice way of, not navigating, directing his subject, his clients, and I'm going to incorporate that. Lower your head.
I've done so many headshots.
That's good. All right, perfect. So this is a straight hit on, straight on. So usually with straight on, and then with men that have, whether their hands are, their arms are behind them, it feels a little bit like he's not slouching, but his shoulders are rotated forward. So I want him, which is interesting because you're pulling yourself back, but his is kind of rotated forward. I want them to be rotated. I want to either have straight arms, so put your arms to your side. Perfect. And then I want you to rotate your body towards the light, like angle your feet a little bit more towards the light. Perfect. And then let me make sure. So it's a little bit of an angle there. I like that. And I want you to drop your head just slightly. Perfect. And then, so there's 2 things. You can have them tilt in or out. So whatever way you feel is going to make the image that much more received or, aesthetically pleasing. I don't know the word, your preference. It's, try both of them. So I'm going to angle his head to the right first. So angle your head to the right. And then, which is usually your head leans out towards the outside shoulder versus inside because it just looks awkward. So less awkward, that's what I'm trying to say. And then rotate your body just a little bit more for me. Angle it towards the light. So, and I'm getting better when I say angle because I was like, what angle? Angle to my left, your right, yes.
Yeah, the way that I'm always able to easily do it, to say it, is because I always know it's the opposite of what it is for me. So it comes so natural now. Because if I know from how I'm looking at it, I want them to move left, it's going to be right. So I just always just say the opposite. So I never have to think about it because it's always just the opposite for me.
And I still think about it every single time. I don't know, I just happen to always have to say that. I like that. It's a little bit hot. Hot like fire. All right, so I want to just see because I haven't stepped it up, so I'm going to change the power just slightly, just because I want to see what a stop 1 power, I want to pop it to F16. All right, not F16, but 16 stop. Just
because
go with
the grass.
Huh?
So there they go with the grass.
Oh, we're gonna make
where they? Who is it? Where they
It's
at?
like across the street.
Okay.
Yeah, they're blowing. Let me see what this looks like, because I just feel like that. That actually probably is that is actually. I like that. It's possibly do another one. Let me just see it. Right now, I'm just checking to see if there's a huge difference. And what I'm looking at is because he had a hot spot, like it was overexposed on his forehead and the spill on his cheeks and his nose. So I did bring it to the 16th power. I brought it down, 16th power. Mm-hmm. Is that okay? Good. I like it. Like I actually prefer it to be 16 because he was a little bit hot. So I think I'm gonna take a couple more for you. Take a deep breath out. Exhale. Nice. Any smiles, give me that perfect. Nice. Let me just take a look real quick. And if you have a preference of maybe even adjusting or make sure that you want to continue fixing it, you certainly can. It's so difficult to see, in these little monitors, like, viewfinders, it's difficult to see if it's actually exposed correctly. Like, it looks good, and it actually may look stellar when it gets on the monitor. So I'm going to leave it as is because I actually really like it.
These days, a lot of people are, the thing that's in right now is people are shooting tethered on location. So they're using the iPad Pro, they got the strap, so they got the iPad hanging off of them, and they're shooting, and then it comes up, right there on the iPad, which I think is cool. I think it's great. I probably would never do it myself because I just like to move light. I don't want all that, and to me, that just breeds shooting longer. And maybe people would disagree, but I'm just like, no, I'm gonna just get my stuff and get up out of there. But that is what people are doing now to mitigate what you're talking about, because you have a much bigger screen. You can really see what it's looking like. So, I mean, it is helpful because I shoot tether in studio all the time.
Yeah.
So.
And it looks really good. Like from what I'm looking at, the sunlight is hidden by the clouds. It's a soft, even, it loops for me. Like the light is looping. It's connecting, y'all. And we're going to get them going. So I want you to give me that. We're going to give you a couple of shots and a few shots, and then we'll wrap it up, right? Until you feel comfortable. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Perfect. Give me a nice, bring your chin down just slightly. Perfect. And then rotate your head, tilt it for me. Tilt it towards, there you go. Nice. And so if that feels a little bit awkward, because sometimes poses feel awkward to clients, I can have him stick out his neck. I can have him, do that whole, that, but it's not.
Toglife don't need none of that sorcery. All right, everything tight over here.
Okay? So but that's if you have
this gray beard fool nobody. All right, he's young over here.
And there's another thing. So I had this with his arm down. So when you're doing hit shots, again, it's really straightforward. Either you facing forward or you're at an angle. They call it the boxer stance. So if you give me act like you're about to box, and then turn sideways a little bit more, there you go, right there. And then drop your arm, and then keep your arms up right here, just hold them right here. Nice, right there for me. I love it, love it, love it. That gives you another angle. Love that. Nice. All right, bring that chin down just slightly. Perfect. And then rotate your face just a little bit over to my left. There you go. To your left. Nice. All right. You want to show me some teeth? Bring your chin down a little bit. Okay. I think I want him to see what I've been working with.
Finally,
let's see if we get
finally come around and check.
Let me have him check. Let's see.
Yeah, that looks good. Man, I ain't used to having so much hair. It's been a while since I've had this much hair.
So you will see that. You see, it's a little bit To me, I felt a little bit hot right there, a little bit overexposed on your. Just slightly.
I
you?
don't think I worry too much about that because that's such an easy adjustment in post. Yeah, that looks good. Let me throw my hat on.
Okay. This right here is just simply products because even though I do lives, I don't do YouTube videos. But I have to treat these like lives, and that means you have to be prepared. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself to be pleased.
I'm surprised it's still been going on that same battery, to be honest. It's a little small battery up in there.
So there is, this like, well, I don't know if we can stop right now. There's like a little piece right here. You see right in front? Thank you.
Now I'm at home now, you know what I'm saying? Got the ball cap on. Now we good up in this joint.
So the beautiful thing about Nikon is that it has an eye tracker when it works. So make sure you have your continuous autofocus on to get it to be activated. So I'm gonna take a quick photo. Just make sure. Now we know so this is gonna be, I'm gonna do a couple of shots. And I know with the cap on, it changes up a little bit. So we're gonna do we'll do an even flat. And then I want to go with a split because I feel like the split gives him that much more of an edge, dramatic effect. And I hope that's what he's going for. And I'm going to end up removing, and if not, because it says no, we're going to do both.
Going for something different.
Something different. Something different. I like something different. All right. I'm going to take that photo. It's not bad. It actually is really good because the reflectors are popping you up. So it's not even, I'm not losing any light in his face, like the exposure. Let me see. Of course no, I guess I am. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I can bring up everything, or I can increase the power. So let's increase the power because we're not going to make any changes. It was interesting, you all. Like, even though I use my flash, in my trigger, I usually don't make any adjustments. I haven't been making adjustments with my trigger. So
I'm adjusting all the time.
And I'm always
all the time.
I happen to always adjust with my camera.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something new, but it's so easy to do it once you do it. Once you know better, you do better. Let me see. Yeah, I needed to bring up that lighting. That's good. Okay, I'm back at a 70th. Focal. I want you to go ahead and give me that off to the side, your hand to your hat.
Can I not do that?
Oh yeah, you can. You can not do that. These are all him now.
I would do that if it was more half. That'll be I don't really love doing that actually because I don't do it naturally. So I tend to.
So do you want to turn more towards the light source so your body is going to be more angled? Perfect. That's going to be to his right, my left. Nice. That right there. I like that. So now I have it where I'm going to go ahead and take a picture right there. Nice. Now I know you don't want to, so then I want to do you don't want to smile with your hat on?
Mm-mm.
Okay. You always got to ask your client.
When the hat on, ain't nothing funny. No.
All right. So I'm going to change up just slightly just so we can change up because I want more of a shadow on his face to be more dramatic. So I'm going to take these two reflectors and move them down and just keep the middle panel. The beautiful thing about this tri-reflector that you can adjust it quite easily, quite seamlessly. All right, let's see what this looks like. Oh, I like that. It gives that, does it change that much? It gets a little bit darker. It's a little bit darker, but it's not that bad. So it does take off the the feel. You can see that it's more of the shadow in his cheek. Go straight on for me. So face the camera straight on. There you go. Perfect. And then you don't have to cross over. I want to see. Let me see what this looks like. Perfect. All right. I'm gonna see. Oh, I can see that light is coming out more. Do you want to get a split real quick? Can I split you? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take this away.
I mean, you can split this light. You know, I don't want to be split.
I want to split this light, y'all.
We could do a split light over here. We got to clarify for the people now.
Let me clarify. And split light is just simply moving your light source, and because I'm already seeing that the light coming in on the sun, so it's going to be more. So I just want it more dramatic now that the sun is like really coming out. So I might as well have it complement this this setup. So let's take a look and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, because I already popped it. Definitely split. So 2 things. I'm gonna take another 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay, let me see what I like and what I don't like. So the first one is his eye is almost completely gone. It's absolutely split, but you can't even see that side of his face. There's a way to fix that. With his slight adjustment, you could either have your subject move or you move the light source. Because I don't want to keep moving, I'm gonna have him move because I keep coming down. I'm just gonna have you slightly move your face towards the light. Left, right. Go to the, oh yes. Yes.
So this isn't as much as a question as it is an option that you can have.
Yes.
Because you have these reflectors over here, you could take that, set it up with just one to put it here. That's going to bounce some of this light back in from over here to fill that shadow. So if you like the look of the light, but the shadow is just too deep, because you have those reflectors, you could just bounce some of this light back in over here. That's going to bring those shadows up and keep the same light pattern. So it just depends on what you're looking for.
Yes. And I do like, so it will fill it in, but I really want to have that dramatic look and say that I did decide that I would not even have the reflectors at this point. I just want to see what this, I like the, and I probably do both, but I do like the split just because it's giving that dramatic look. Let me see. There we go. But I also think, and like he said, maybe because I think it may be too much because there's that fall off. So we can certainly bring him back in. Let's bring him back in.
So when you talk fall off, you can just move your light back so you don't have as much of an abrupt fall off. Because I have a video on that as well where I tell people, like, photographers always preach, get the light as close as you can because you're going to get the softest light. But the problem with that is you also get the most dramatic fall off. Right. And sometimes you don't want that. So you can mitigate that by just moving it back. Inverse square law, if you don't know about that, look it up. But inverse square law, if you move it back, you don't get as much of an abrupt fall off. So now those shadows aren't as deep. So there's definitely a lot of things you could do to get the look that you want.
Yeah, no, I like your suggestion bringing the panels back in just because I think it's going to also play up the options of the reflectors and the benefits of this triflector. But yeah, because the fall off was so deep, I could absolutely, if it was just me, I'd probably be up and down. I'll get my workout in, but I don't want to get my workout in that much. So the lights, I'm keeping the light where it is. My subject will probably move, here and there, but I'm really going to focus on the reflector and move that up and down and keeping it in the frame. That would be helpful. So let's take a look and see what that does. Let's see what that does. Doesn't really do too much. I'm gonna have to bring it a little bit closer. All right, let's bring that a little bit closer just so I can, it's still split, but I want the split to be a little bit less dramatic. And again, you can see where the light's going to hit when you move your reflectors. There, I don't want to be too much. Oh, that's going to be good. I can see right there. Absolutely right there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. Now I feel like I went with it did pop it right there, but now he has a little bit of a Rembrandt. I feel that's what that is. Look.
We're going to see when I add the picture to the video. I'll be able to see if she was right or not.
You know, I feel like there is the light underneath his eye is there. It's not a complete little triangle thing right there, but it definitely is. I like that as well. Here we go. Now I can have you move a little bit. It's hot right there. But did I move to, I did do a 16, right? Let me see. What am I at? Oh, an 8. I'm gonna bring that to a 16. And then we should be done after that. I'm done playing with them. Okay, I'm gonna put that at 16. Bump, bump, boom. 1, 2, 3. And then also what's happening, so I know what's happening. The sunlight is coming out more and more, so it's giving more shadow. How do we fix that? Put them back in the shade. That's how you would fix it. But
yeah, you either going to put me in the shade or rotate more towards the sun.
Rotate more towards the sun, but then it's going to keep that shadow. I could try.
Where's the shadow? Where's
the
hood?
The so I would just have to lower the light.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean, with the sun, there isn't. Because as me being me, like, this is how I want the hat to be. So, like, if I was actually getting my picture taken and they were like, can you raise your, I would say no. Because this is how I want the hat to be, you know. So, yeah, with the sun, there's absolutely nothing you can do about the shadow because the sun is so high. It is going to be what it's going to be. Yeah, it is.
So, I think at this point,
But I would play up to it then. So, okay, we got the shadow, embrace that. So, how can you make your light match the drama that you're getting from the shadow that's being cast by the sun? I would just play up to that.
Well, there's a couple things that would be absolutely back to the split light, and I can have him turn his body away from the sunlight a little bit more, and then I can.
We'll do it.
I should be able to get a really
we'll do
split.
no shoulda, coulda, wouldas around here.
But it is really hot.
Well, see, now it's about to go back. It's about to go back.
Yes, go away. Shoo, son. Don't bother me. But let me take another one because let's see what it is right now where it's popping. Okay, so if I went to, no, it's gone now. Good. So, in short, come and take a look and see if you like what you see. I'm gonna pop it to your, I think this is the first one, right? I think that's the first one. And then you see the adjustments.
What shadow were you not liking when you were making
Keep going.
The adjustments?
Oh, so I was probably looking, well, this is supposed to be the split light. So this is the first. So keep going. Is that the last one? Oh, no. That wasn't a split light. There it is. That's a split light.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when you pop it a little bit more, then I got your eye right there. And then a little bit more. Then you turn little reflectors up. Then reflector didn't do too much. And then I did it. And then one more. And then the reflectors up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then that's the sun came out.
Yeah. So can I give you a suggestion of something to try? So this light is cool. Bring your ambient down way more because the light that you have on me is drama, but you've got very flat, really lit background. So trigger off and get that background darker, and then
you want it darker?
roll with that light on me because the light is cool.
Okay. Back to 4. We're gonna bring that one stand in the frame, and then I gotta bring it. I want to make sure that my high sync is already
you'll
there.
probably have to turn that trigger off to really get your ambient. If it does how it does on my cams, it won't let it.
Yeah, because remember last time. Oh, step a little bit more to your left. Perfect, right there. A little bit more to your left. Well, I say that, and then I'm gonna lose so much. You're probably actually stood really where you need to stand because I'm at a. Let me go Let me see what it's 320. So 320, and I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna pop you more. I'm gonna bring to an 8th power. All right. Yes, I am on my tippy toes, y'all, because I don't have a step stool.
Oh, you mean I'm about to say you do have a step stool. You don't have a.
Right.
I guess you got a. I mean, I guess they're all called step stools, but.
Right. I have a. All right. So what I just did was I sped it up to 320, still at f stop, 125 ISO with 8th power. Right. I think that because I did bring it up, like bring it, I sped up to. I made it faster. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna take a picture. Let's take a look and see what I got. All right, so because it is still underexposed, the background is darker, I can bring it up with the power. So I can still make it where it's more dramatic and play up to that. But the beautiful thing is the sun did disappear on me. Let's see, it's at a 4 power. Let's see, 4th power. Oh, that's good. I think you'll like that. I think you'll like it. It's definitely split. If you turn,
let's see,
this way, but he just walked away from the power source.
Yeah, that's looking good. I would go down one more stop on that background though.
One more?
Just to see how it looks. I'd go down one. So whatever your shutter, just up it one more. I would have did aperture just to stay within sync, but.
So you would do the so open it up.
I would, yeah, only because I like to stay within sync. So because I know I'm darkening the background, I'm not gonna be worried about the out of focus element because the background's. I know these birds, they're crazy. The background's gonna be so dark that it doesn't matter if it's more in focus. It's pretty irrelevant. So I'm always gonna prioritize staying under sync, just so that way I don't have to go into high speed because I just don't like going into high speed sync.
All right.
I just don't like doing it. Nothing wrong with it. Flashes can handle it just fine. I just don't like doing it. Understood.
1, 2, 3. Let me make sure I got him in focus. All right, so I can tell you that looks really good. That background looks good. His stance looks good. It's definitely split lit. There we go. So I don't even have to tell him how to adjust, or he's going to know where to adjust. Yeah. But the thing about I was going to actually have him rotate a little bit more his body, which he already did perfectly. Thank you so much.
I am a photographer.
It absolutely gives that nice. So if you turn just, I'm catching your left eye. So the closest eye to the camera is going to be in focus, and that's what we want. But there's 2 things. I said that's what we want, but that's actually the side that's split. So that's the darker side. So the side that we actually want is the side that's going to face the camera.
I was hoping you caught that, because when you said that, I was like, no, we actually want the one that's lit in this particular case. But
so anytime let me just let you all know. So anytime if I say something erroneously, he has permission to correct me. So please, that was not correct, because you can try both of them, but when you finally look at it, you're gonna be like behind the scene, like, damn, I wish I would have had the eye that was lit up in focus.
Yeah, but also that too is that one's a little bit tougher to that quote unquote correct, because that's really just an artistic choice. For all I know, you could be having a plan of how you're going to edit that in post, and you're going to bring those shadows up a little bit to where that eye is going to be more visible. I wouldn't know that. So, when it comes to like things that are more finite, there's certain things that as photographers we can quote unquote easily correct, but when it comes to artistic, you kind of got to let photographers do what they're going to do, and if they ask, then you can kind of give your input. But what even when I'm saying like, it really needs to be the eye that's being lit, well, that's me. Maybe she, even if this one was still going to be dark, maybe she doesn't want this one in focus because of the vision that she has. you got to just let photographers do what they're going to do. We got to stop thinking that because we think it should be a certain way that all photographers should do it how we would do it. That's defeats the point of what this is. It's art. So it's not your image. Let people do what they want unless they ask, you know?
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan, Stan. Anthony.
I got a friend named Stan.
Turn your head a little bit more towards the light. There you go. There you go. Just, and I know, and I say turn, and he always tells me to use my words, but that's actually really good. I like that. And I think we're good. I want you to see what that looks like. I want to take the, I would say I want to lower this because I want to get more of a half body shot. And let me just see if I can just change and maneuver this a little bit without losing that side, because I'm catching the reflector, but I still want that bounce. I want that bounce, y'all. There. But I want the red creator in my frame. All right, so since I'm at, what am I at? Yeah, I'm at a 70th. I gotta pull back slightly just so I can get that half body. Do I have it? Oh, I have it. Perfect. So do I have to explain what I just did? They pretty much self-sufficient, right?
They'll ask if they want to know.
Okay. I just did a tester. All right. 1, 2, 3. And nice. I want to make sure. Okay, so what I did was I just pulled the camera back because I wanted to get the creator. So I'm shooting horizontal, but if you want to make it vertical, then he'll be able to get that. In addition to if you want to do it as a hit shot, which I think that these are going to be more vertical. And yeah, I like what I'm seeing. It's a little bit darker on that side. I don't know if my reflector's doing what I said it was supposed to do.
So while she's doing that, one thing, and this is a tip so far deep into the video. So if you back here, good for you.
Congratulations, thank you so much.
Yeah, when you're shooting, especially if you are shooting vertically, which again I would encourage all photographers to shoot horizontal when they do headshots and just go wide. But if you are shooting vertically, one thing you definitely want to keep in mind is Instagram crop, 4x5 crop. So even if you are shooting vertical, make sure you give yourself or your client enough room to crop a 4x5, because when you do 4x5, you're losing some on the top and bottom, or however you do it, but you're losing some vertically. You just want to make sure that you didn't do it so tight. Like the shots that I did in London earlier, if I did it to where it was just the top of the head to the chin, if she was to post that on Instagram, she's got to either get rid of her forehead or the chin or both, because we're going to lose it vertically, because cameras are shooting 2x3. 4x5s are shorter vertically. So no matter what, you got to give your client enough space to be able to do a 4x5 crop and still keep the main part of the headshot. So we still want to be able to have the shoulder and the neck, because we don't want a headshot to literally just be the head. That will feel so uncomfortable. So you got to give yourself that space, and then you can just punch in and post.
All right. Last two?
Yeah, because I'm hungry. I need my mac and cheese,
mac
sushi,
and cheese.
and donut.
It's mac and cheese sushi day.
I'm starving now.
Nice. All right.
And that sun's about to come back out.
Perfect. And then give me another pose that you want to do.
Let me go hood up.
Nice. Perfect. All right. And the last one. This is where you get to have fun. Gonna take a look. Nice. All right, so now last one. Let me see what that looks like. That actually really that lighting is not. It's really good. Once you have your lighting, your subject have to do everything else, and that's what it is. Now you're getting a little bit hot. Now you're hot. Boom. Yeah. We done, y'all. We done.
So you good? You got what you
And
need?
look at that little last one was really good. He hasn't posted that last one.
Oh, shoot. You got what you needed over there?
We got what we need.
All right, folks. Well, we appreciate you if you made it this far. You know, we do intend to do more videos like this because we find that they are helpful for people, and people do enjoy this raw behind the scene look, and you really get to see what it's like. Obviously, London and I know each other, so it's not quite the same as if it was a client that, you know, we had just recently met, but the fundamentals is all the same, and everything that we did is exactly what we would do on location with an actual client. So
yes.
Again, hopefully this was helpful. Hit that thumbs up, sub to your boy if you don't want to miss any future content. London stuff is in the description. If it is not, somebody comment, but she'll probably catch me before it's not there, so it should be down there. And yeah, until the next one,
we out.
Boom, ba 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 ba.